Not today, pal. Not today.
For Amy Lee's big reward for doing her her excellent job on her hosting our pod, we went to an escape room after.
We did.
How was that for you?
It was a dream come true.
It really
because
was.
Not only did you do an escape room with me, Annie came, Zolo came, Chad came, Cutter came. It was like literally my dream. And we were successful, although we cheated.
And he cheated, right?
Yeah, and he cheated.
He did cheat.
Yeah, it was a bummer.
Yeah, but I don't know if we would have by the way, I gotta say, Chad is a stud.
We knew this
thanks,
was
dude.
I would have guessed you would have been great in an escape room.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, I just want the people out there. The Chad was fucking on fire.
Let's also let everybody know we did the hardest room at this place.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun.
The last thing we had to do was figure out a combination to a lock, and Annie picked the lock. But we had 12 more minutes to get
that
combination.
But
I
believe the guy. First of all, he wasn't angry. The man that worked at the place.
Well,
and
he's
I
probably
think
angry at other stuff.
Did he say this has happened before?
Yeah, he said it's happened before. Yeah, he said they're not hard to pick. But yeah, I did feel a little bit like, we didn't really get it. But then Annie was like, no, we actually escaped the escape room. We didn't need their hints. We picked the lock.
They're not actually locked doors either, so we could have just walked out and said the same thing.
That is true. That is true. Well, we have some footage from it if you guys want to take a look.
Gosh.
We got.
Wow, this really is a reward for me. I get footage
Amy
and
Lee's
everything.
Reward.
I smuggled Xanax in my asshole since the prison, so if you need it, just let me know.
So, in this venture, you guys have been wrongfully accused of a crime and locked inside yourselves or I'm in prison for life.
I'm not putting my hand.
Oh, you had a toilet in yours.
Why don't we do one question at a time, guys?
What do we do with this?
I'm gonna hang myself if we don't finish. What are they doing?
Big key moment.
Where do you put it? Oh. Both have service?
That's it. 7235.
Got it. What? Got it? We got it.
I think these dirty socks.
What is that?
Totally here.
One shot, Chad.
Yeah.
First shot.
Over here with
Stud.
a ball in it that we can move with a chess piece. This is so retarded what I'm saying. You can move it with a chess piece.
How long is this?
When you started talking like that, I was like, oh my God, Rob's in.
Yeah, pause this for a second. You got really excited, but I want
Because I was like,
out.
he's in. He wants to do this. He's enjoying himself. He is. I really thought you were going to stand with your arms crossed the entire time, just silent. And when the fact that we were 10 minutes in and you were giving information.
I was getting
happy.
very frustrated by multiple people talking.
I know. It was too many people.
It needed
was
to
too
be
many of
like,
us.
okay, one person over there talk, and like you would be communicating something, and then Cutter would be like, "It's brown in here," like just something where I'd be like, "We have to stop."
Yeah,
one person's
Cutter and I
talk.
bicker a lot in an escape room.
Yeah. But you also, he's very supportive. You know, Cutter had a moment where I saw him, and he was like full on like Goonies, like he was like one of the Goonies. Like
I know.
when they found the dead body in the escape room, he was like, guys, there's a dead body in here.
Maybe
And it was like
that's
a mannequin.
Maybe that's why I love them so much, because Cutter, I get like excited Cutter.
Yeah,
Very rare.
It's very rare,
Very rare
to get
that or football.
Yeah, he could be excited, but it's always with / angry, like
Or sarcasm.
With that, he was just excited.
Yes.
It was just fun.
It was childlike.
Yeah, it was. How long is this video that we got?
We have another minute.
Okay.
All right, we could do it.
You like that.
Okay, no way.
We went down a slide.
This is gonna line up to something later, I bet. Got it.
Yeah, James.
We crushed this room.
Look at us. We are the Goonies.
We are the Goonies. Sorry for anyone who's just listening. Just tune into the YouTube. You'll.
There's Annie picking the lock.
Yeah.
You're not gonna have to break the
We cut wires?
What did you think of it?
We did it?
Is it? Yeah. That's a true prison break. Your man. Congratulations, y'all, on escaping prison with 11 minutes to spare on the dot.
Wow, big moment for all of us.
You guys are the best.
Fantastic.
Would you do another one?
Of course.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm glad you guys invited us. It was fun.
Totally.
Let me ask you, do you think it was too many people though?
I don't think so.
Well, with that one, it was kind of a bigger room with lots
Yeah.
of stages, and you got split up into 2 groups. So I didn't think it was too many people. I would probably bring maybe one less who didn't pick locks, but other than that,
Yeah. See, I didn't think it was too many people. It was just when we were separated and couldn't see each other because then everyone was just talking.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so here's what we didn't mention this part. So they shut the doors to the cell, and then the guy's like, all right, here's what's going to happen in the next hour or whatever. And like me, Chad, we're just sitting there kind of like listening and looking, and we just hear like, oh, what is this? Huh? And they were like rushing to get the thing when the guy said, this isn't a race. You guys work together. But your room, as soon as they shut those cells.
Well, no, we were just trying to figure shit out already. We were already
That's what I'm saying. We were listening to the guy who's like performing kind of like he's doing like a, hey, you guys are stuck in here. It's
Yeah.
1922,
Yeah,
whatever the
yeah,
fuck
yeah,
he's saying.
yeah.
I didn't really listen, but
Yeah.
I pretended to listen.
Yeah.
You guys were just.
I didn't care.
We started hearing banging
Yep.
and Annie at one point was like, I think this is where the key is. And
Yeah,
we're
we
like,
found the key in our toilet right away. Zolo, right? Yeah.
Yup.
we were
We
still
were
watching.
on it. I don't get that. I mean, I think there's just some jealousy for how efficient we were in our room,
the
maybe.
vibe I was getting, so there was a key that would open up both cells, and the vibe I was getting is they wanted to find the key first and not let us out.
Possibly.
No, of course
Right, but the whole thing was if the key's in
Very
your
possible.
thing, there's nothing you can do. Like he was like, you guys got to work together, and as soon as they shut you guys were all on your own.
Yeah, I definitely suffer from the desperately wanting to feel when everybody leaves, like, thank God we had Jamie. You know, I think there's a
yeah.
little part, I'm going to be honest, I think there's a little part of me wanted to feel really important and useful.
I felt that way for sure.
Well, that's
Felt
how I
that
feel.
way about me?
As soon as Annie picked the lock, I'm like, without Jamie, this would have never happened.
That's how I
We
feel
wouldn't have
every
been
day
here.
in this
You don't
pod.
have to lie to me. I'm just being honest that my stupid self needed that validation.
James, that's how I feel every day in this pod. I go, thank God for Jamie. I'd be sitting here talking to the
gosh.
wall.
No. What do you mean?
I'd be talking to nobody. Who would do the ads? It would just be
There
me
you go.
talking to
Who would do
nobody.
the ads?
It would be me talking to nobody with no ads.
Well,
It sounds like a pod. Yeah.
I thank you guys so much for doing that. I won't make you do it again until my birthday. How about that?
Okay. You know what I was very happy about? I think it is good to do it with more people because then you don't feel the pressure to participate. Like I could just stand around and kind of like
Yeah.
watch and observe, and it was.
Yeah.
That was cool. But if it was like 4 of us, I think you would have been a little more like, Rob, do something.
I think that you were participated more than I thought, and I think if it was just 4 of us, you would participate more.
Yeah, well, I'm a communicator. I saw communication not going
You
down
did.
well, and I had to step in.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to reach into the toilet for a key. Like that was all. I was like, this is a little.
Yeah, there was a lot of germs for you in there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. A lot of.
They
there were
don't
a
wipe.
lot of
I think they
germs.
just put things back. I don't think they wipe
Yeah.
things down.
And they were like, go down the slide. I was like,
Yeah, we
oh,
did. Mm-hmm.
This is not clean. With like a mat at the end, like a jamboree mat.
gym mat. Yeah. Well.
Yeah, not good.
Again, thank you.
What? So that's like a level 9. Do you think a level 3 is just like retarded? Like, don't even bother? Because there's like a
I don't
kids
know
one.
if they have. Yeah, they have kid ones.
Right, but then-
I think the lowest level that they have there is level 6.
Oh, so really we're just on like a level 3, but they make you feel like it's a level 9.
That was difficult. It was a difficult room.
But if there's only 4 levels
Like
and
you
they start
could
at
not
6,
have gone in there stoned. You know what I mean?
I think Annie did, and he picked the lock. I'm pretty sure something was up with Annie. As soon as I saw him, he was like, I miss you, man. I was like, oh, this guy's.
Yeah, any after work. It reminded me of like, when you see your teachers like outside of school and shit where you're like, oh, okay, is this
Mr.
your
Annie.
vibe?
Yeah,
he
yeah.
was very happy.
He was. He gave me a hug.
Love
He's like, I
it.
miss you, man. I'm like, where's this guy in the
I
studio?
know, he wanted you to go out and party with him after.
I know. Here, he's just always coming for me. And then at the studio, he
was very
like,
loving.
Yeah. I think. Do you guys know? Was he drunk or stoned?
I'm not sure. I think you're just having a good time.
He
Just
wasn't
having
drunk.
a night.
Oh, he was something. He did partake in something between here and the escape room. I could guarantee.
It's possible.
I think it was probably stoned because I
Maybe he
think
meditated before.
no. Speaking of meditation, should we talk to them about the big chicken gamble of? So Jamie cooks a dinner for us, and it's like a pot of chicken,
We've talked about it.
right.
Rob loves
yeah.
my chicken.
It's incredible. It's a great thing. So she starts making it at noon, and dinner's at like 4. And at 3:45,
I've been cooking for days. Let me preface.
She's
this.
cooking a lot.
I've
She had
been cooking-
family
We
over.
had family over. I've been cooking for days.
She's
for
doing
many
amazing.
people.
Doing
I'm
great.
exhausted. I get an Instacart of some chicken. It says its expiration date is a week later than what. So I have got a week for this chicken. It's organic. It's all the things that I know Rob needs his chicken to be.
Well, you do that anyway.
And then, yes, but especially for you, I'm very mindful. And when I like to trim the fat on my chicken and kind of cut it up a little bit before I put it in the pot. And one of them just looked a little off color, like a little gray, like not gray, but like a little gray. I kind of tried to ignore it. The one that really looked bad, I put in the garbage, but there was one that was like possibility. And I put it in the slow cooker for 6 hours. But when it was at hour 5 and I knew we were
5
close to eating, I was doing a puzzle all day while they were watching football. And I got quiet and I tried to check in with the universe. Like, is this chicken going to fuck us all up? Like, am I about to like ruin everybody's life right now? And I just felt like I needed to let everybody know that there was a slightly off-colored chicken in the pot.
Well, that's not how it started. You started
How'd it
by
start?
saying, change of plans. We're not eating chicken anymore. That's
I
how it
did?
started. And you're
Okay.
like, we're eating meat.
I'm defrosting the meat.
yeah.
Yes.
And I was devastated because 5.5 hours, you're smelling that chicken. It's in the air. You're like, all right, we're going to have the chicken. And then 15 minutes before, you're like, yeah, cancel the chicken. You were like, we're doing meat. And I saw like a bowl of water with chunks of meat in it. And I was like, oh, this is what, and I decided
You went for the chicken.
I was going to take the gamble.
You did.
Yeah.
I
big-
was
big-
like,
big chicken.
I didn't eat the chicken.
Yeah, her whole family didn't
My
eat
kids
the
did not eat the
Yeah.
chicken. Did Cutter eat the chicken?
No.
No. Just you and my mother-in-law.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
and we're like, no, it's gonna be okay. And then like 2 hours later, I wasn't feeling rumbles, and I
That's
was like,
what you said. You like 2 hours later, he was like pacing in my room and he's like, James, if I ate bad chicken, I think I'd feel it by now. I think we're in the clear.
I've had the chicken problem before, and like an
It's
hour or
usually
two later, and
immediate.
you're like, huh, something's going on. Like, what are
man.
these noises?
It would have been a real low in my life if I poisoned everyone with bad chicken. So I'm glad it turned out okay.
Let's face it, it's winter. It's cold outside. Staying in is a vibe. And what goes with that vibe but a little self-care? And a lot of women my age have been talking about like thinning hair and how to approach that. And we've recently come across the Eye Restore Elite. So basically, let me tell you about it. I'm going to read you these facts. It's not just a gadget. It is a powerful FDA-cleared laser cap. It's designed to fight thinning hair and hair loss with clinically proven results. It has 282 lasers and LEDs delivering light therapy to your scalp. It's like a spa day for your hair follicles. Again, I have been trying to treat my thinning hair, and this is just like so easy to use. I pop on my favorite show, I pop on my Eye Restore Elite, and I just can feel the goodness, feel the hair growth. Can't wait to share with you my results. So now is a perfect time for you to treat yourself. So get this, for a limited time only, our listeners will get $625 off your Eye Restore Elite when you use code NOTTODAY at irestorelaser.com. Okay, that is $625 off your Eye Restore Elite at irestorelaser.com with promo code NOTTODAY. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. Hair loss is frustrating. You don't have to fight it alone. Thanks to Eye Restore. So it's a new year and you're thinking, how am I going to make this year different? I mean, maybe you're finally ready to start that business. It's been on your mind for a while now. Well, this is how you get it done with Shopify. Shopify makes it so simple. It helps you create your brand, helps you be open for business, and get your first sale. So get your store up and running easily with thousands of customizable templates, no coding or design skills required. All you need to do is literally drag and drop. Their powerful social media tools also let you connect all your channels and create shoppable posts. Shopify just makes it easy to manage your growing business. They help with all the details like shipping, taxes, and payments from one single dashboard. So I know it can feel daunting about starting your own business and where do you begin and all the things that it entails, but Shopify is where you can go to make this happen. I mean, established in 2025 has a nice ring to it, doesn't it? Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/nottoday, all lowercase. Again, go to shopify.com/nottoday to start selling with Shopify today. Shopify.com/nottoday. Did you know every new year we all set sorts of big goals for ourselves, but only 8% of people actually stick with their resolutions all year long? But with Acorns, you can lock in years and years of healthy money habits in just 5 minutes. Acorns makes it easy to start automatically saving and investing so your money has a chance to grow for you, for your kids, for your retirement. You don't need to be an expert. Acorns will recommend a diversified portfolio that fits you and your money goals. You don't need to be rich. Acorns lets you invest with the spare money you got right now. You can just start with $5 or even just your spare change. Look, with all of the things that are happening in the world, to know that you are setting up a safety net for yourself is invaluable. So head to acorns.com/nottoday or download the Acorns app to start saving and investing for your future today. This is a paid non-client endorsement. Compensation provides incentive to positively promote Acorns. Tier 1 compensation provided. Investing involves risks. Acorns Advisors LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. View important disclosures at acorns.com/nottoday.
Can I send them the video you had me take of you for the
light, the electrician?
Yeah.
Sure.
Can I send them that? Okay, guys, this is so funny. To set this up, Jamie is on legitimately hour 4 of doing a puzzle.
Yeah, it's a 1,000-piece puzzle.
And Jamie had not moved. Legit, we're sitting there running around. We're watching football. We're like screaming, going crazy. Jamie is locked in. And I guess there's a problem with the light in this room and it's flickering, but every time the electrician comes, it doesn't flicker.
Yes, it's so annoying. Every time he comes and he checks it, it doesn't flicker, but every time he leaves, it fucking flickers.
So Jamie's like, can you take a video of me and get this flickering? And just so you guys have an idea of what's going on at Jamie's house while they're on a Sunday, this was the picture for 4 hours. Did you get it? This is Jamie.
Look how far I got in the puzzle, though.
How you were, me and Cutter were both rattled by that light, and you were sitting right under it, as peaceful as could be, meditating about chicken.
Well, if I didn't have the light on, I couldn't do the puzzle. So, you know.
But that flickering is madness.
This is like what motherhood does to you. You know, it hardens you to a point where you just live with being uncomfortable all the time.
Wow. Yeah, it was like you could have been comfortable. You almost chose.
I prefer to be under a flickering light.
I mean, Jamie did not move, guys, from that seat for 4 hours. Every time you looked over, head down, and she kept saying, "I got 10 more minutes, 15 more minutes."
Yeah, I'm like an addict. I can't get up.
4 hours.
I know.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Jamie,
well, I'm a gamer. We know this.
God bless her little heart. What do we got? I got a video. Well, first, there's a woman who got arrested. Did you hear about this? For letting her 10-year-old walk to town by himself. And I'm like, I don't know.
How far is town?
I think it was like half a mile or something.
Where
Zolo,
do they
could you
live?
Google that? I didn't send the thing.
Like, you wouldn't arrest a kid in New York City for walking fucking somewhere.
I was walking to school alone when I was 8 years old.
Yeah.
Like far.
Yeah.
Like, and it was, and it wasn't even a weird thing.
Yeah.
And this is a 10-year-old kid, and he went to like, here you go.
Mom arrested after her 10-year-old son went on a walk alone.
Yeah, he just like went for a walk, and like the police showed up and were like, "Yeah, tell it to the judge." Like full on.
A Georgia mom. Is that what it says?
Can you read a little bit of it and just give us
a Georgia mom? Oh yeah, Zolo.
Yeah.
A Georgia mom arrested after her 10-year-old son took a solo walk to a store about a mile from home in rural Georgia has vowed to fight the charges in a case that has prompted confusion and criticism from experts and parental rights activists.
I mean, it's like you see the
She
cops.
got arrested in her house?
Yeah, they went to her house and were like, they literally were like, turn around, cuffed her in jail. And she was like, and they said, hey, if you just like, and then they tried to pull some shit where it was like, hey, if you just apologize, we'll let you go. And she was like, no.
Well, it says the arrest warrant and report written by Robertson say that the root of the charge was that she didn't know where her son was and failed to report him missing to authorities before leaving the home. What?
No.
Well, I would have been I mean, don't tell on me, but like I've left my beau alone while I've gone like grocery shopping.
This is
since
what I'm
he's
saying.
like 9.
Yeah, I'm worried for your safety, Jen. I want to make sure that you
Don't
go
come
to
get
prison.
me.
Yeah.
But I've never left him with Jack. Like I've never left him responsible for his brother. But if I'm like got like a 30-minute quick little errand to run.
So here's the question.
Fine.
Let's say you got arrested on a Sunday and I was coming over. I saw you getting arrested, but football's on.
I would not be expected to be bailed out till
We could get you
later at
after
night.
the late game.
Yeah, after the
Okay,
late game.
that's all I wanted
yeah,
to-
I know.
yeah.
I wouldn't even ask.
Okay, yeah,
I wouldn't
and then
even
like,
ask.
and then like every hour, Cutter would be like, "Man, I can't believe she's in prison." Like you would just the random things that Cutter throws
Who do you
out.
think would survive better in prison, me or Cutter? I think I'd do better in
I think you
prison.
would,
I'd make
too.
more friends. That's
yeah,
for sure.
Go Cutter would be full isolation. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
You'd be running
Do you think he'd make friends?
No, for sure. Maybe
He
one.
wouldn't be popular.
I think you would be just like you are in that video doing the puzzle, but like you'd be like the queen over there. Like they would be coming over to you like, oh, there's a problem with this.
Well,
You'd be like, you know what to do.
I feel like I've learned from watching enough prison shows and things. Like you just get in the kitchen. That's where I would get
oh,
it,
yeah.
in the kitchen.
Oh, so you wouldn't say like I finally get a break from being in the kitchen because you're just in the kitchen all day
No,
at home.
I think that's where you get like priorities.
Here's
Oh,
a
this is
video
it?
of her getting arrested. Look, she's like, hey, what's up?
Huh? No, there's nobody here but Pop.
Okay, turn around for me.
Why?
Because you're under arrest
For what?
for the incident we talked about earlier today.
What am I under arrest for?
For reckless endangerment.
And how was I
Turn around.
recklessly
We're not-
endangering my
We're not
child?
talking about it.
Soren, call mommy and tell them they're taking me to jail because you decided to walk down the street.
Let go of your hands.
That's not his fault.
Yeah, call
You're,
mommy.
you're the mother. That's your responsibility to
Yeah,
keep
I
up with
need
your
you to
child.
not talk to me, please.
That's
Okay,
true.
Soren, give her a call. Okay.
I need.
Last time I checked, it wasn't illegal for a kid to walk to the store.
It is when they're 10 years old. I'm just
Don't
gonna
do
lift
drugs.
Is
this
it?
so there's no weapons or anything like that. You just have to
She's speaking so confidently as if it's like a known
Nothing
law.
in your purse, right?
I don't think so.
I think so.
Nothing in your purse. Yeah, right. There's everything in every woman's purse. Nothing in your purse. What woman has nothing in her purse? There's like 8 things of chapstick.
I don't know. Well, first of all, who'd they leave her kid with?
Yeah.
I
Well,
would
as long as they're home, they're okay.
I would have been hysterical crying.
That's why maybe you're not gonna last in jail, right? If you can't even handle that moment, maybe you're not. 'Cause They see
Right.
your makeup running when you're walking in. They're like, "Oh, we got a softie," you know?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Wow, that's fucking crazy. I want to
That's-
follow up on that.
She's like, "Yeah, it's not illegal to walk to town alone."
I
Like,
went everywhere on my bike.
Yeah,
as a
when they're
kid.
10 years old. And at 10, like, hey,
No,
not
if it wasn't 5.
10 years old is kind of old.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, this kid is, look, like, if I saw him walking down the street, I wouldn't be like, oh my God, call the cops. He's as tall as his mom.
She's gonna sue, right?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like in New York City or everywhere, you just see kids this age walking down the street. Like,
Wild. I don't know. You had to chase Bo one time when he was pissed at me walking down the street.
yeah.
Thank God you saved me maybe from getting arrested.
Yeah, that was a holiday, and he wouldn't take a photo with you. He was so mad at you guys, and he was like, "I'm running away," and like said he ran away, and I was like, "I'll go get him." And then I was walking with him. He's like, "You don't know what it's like." I was like, "You have to fucking shut up."
And we didn't even chase him when he ran away.
Yeah. All right. We have a lot of clips this show. Sorry for people who are just listening, but there's a thing going on that I can't. Again, there's a lot of my life is just spent going like, are people really this fucking stupid or crazy? There's people getting elective eye surgery to change the color of their eyes. So you can get
The
elective.
American Academy of Ophthalmology
Oh, I
is
can't
actually
even look at
warning the
that.
public against 2 different eye color changing procedures. The first is called iris implant surgery, and that's actually using an artificial type of iris, like made out of silicone, to cover over the natural iris. And the other one is laser surgery, what this person here is having. With this one, it's essentially keratopigmentation or eye tattooing that's being performed. And you're permanently changing the cornea from clear to opaque, and you're covering over the natural iris color inside. Now, the risks of doing this type of procedure include damage to the cornea, light sensitivity, reaction to the dye, which can cause inflammation, bacterial or fungal infections, uneven distribution of the dye, leakage of the dye into the eye, and the color can fade with time. So remember, the safest way to change the color of your eye is always just going to be to go with colored contact
There you go.
lenses.
Could you imagine
Get a
getting
fucking contact.
Could you imagine being like, I just want. But listen, I know they're
Listen,
great. Shout out to the baby blues.
Yeah.
they're great.
I got
but-
green colored contacts when I was in high school.
Oh,
I wore them for about 2-3 weeks and it just didn't look right. But I wanted to see what it would look like to have light eyes.
what were the reactions you were getting?
I look like it just didn't look right. Like it didn't make me look exotic, I guess, like I wanted it to look. It just looked weird.
Because what I really want, and again, this is another. I've said stuff like this before. I really want to follow these people for the rest of their lives. I want to be like, what else are you doing?
The people that make these choices are the people that are on the reality shows.
The
that
most
you
interesting
watch.
people in the world to me.
Yeah.
I want to know, like, what are you doing for the next
Well, how
year?
much does that cost, too, by the way? Like, what are you doing with your money?
Could you imagine sitting there and they're like, okay, so this might leak into your eye. You might get infections. They're like, yeah, like I'm ready. Just fucking blast tattoo my
and
eyes.
she chose like an icy blue. I mean, I don't know if there's like different shades that you can choose from, but that was uncomfortable.
That is psycho. And he's like, yeah, also it goes away with time.
$12,000 usually.
And it goes away with time. So it's like, yeah, this isn't going to last very. Could you imagine? And I think about, like, I know people who got LASIK, and I'm like, that to me, just like
Cutter got LASIK.
getting
That
eye
changed his life.
surgery.
But that changed his life.
Really?
I mean, Cutter's
Glasses?
prescription, his glasses were like so thick, like Coke bottles.
Really?
Blind.
Oh,
blind.
I wish I could have seen.
I know
that.
he used
wish
to.
could have
I
seen
had
that.
him in the morning, crazy thick ones.
Wow. Do we have yeah, I mean, if we could figure out a way to follow that lady around all day. I just want to know. I got to know what else. If you're tattooing your eyes for 15 grand,
her whole body's fake.
but I want to know what kind of like decision she's making like you know her kid's walking to town
what kind
all
of
on his own.
you know exactly what kind of
Her
decision
kid's-
she's
As
making.
soon as that kid could walk, he's walking to town on his
Yeah.
own. Do we have a memory lane? Wow. This was me leaving the escape room. Wow. What season? It's either 6. So it's
Six. It's gotta be
but I was gonna say 6A or 6B. Remember they had like A and
Right,
B.
I think it's
definitely
B.
6. Yeah, I'm gonna say 6B. Look at you in the back, looking all concerned.
Duh.
Yeah, 6B. I'm on some sort of medication. I'm supposed to look like I am just absolutely gone. I just tried. Is this right after I tried to commit suicide? Thanks for bringing the pod down.
Yup, you nailed it. You nailed all of it.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, look at that, huh?
I don't remember this day at all.
I do.
You do?
Yeah, I remember it. Because then we had to shoot another scene after, and they were playing like Comfortably Numb in the hallways, and it was just like me walking down the hallway. I was like, this is fucking weird.
Oh, they were playing like music on the set?
Yeah, they were playing Comfortably Numb. And it was just like, and I was like walking down the hall. It was fucking bizarre. Yeah.
That's cool that they played music while you were shooting it as opposed to like having to really set the vibe.
Yeah, and I think it was like supposed to be possibly being played at the time.
Right. But I'm saying, but normally you don't
remember.
even get the music that they would put in after, you know? That's cool. I like
This
that.
looks very like nice, you know? Like whoever, you know, this is probably like
good. We had great
Alec.
DP and lighting.
Yeah, great. It just looks fucking like it looks good.
Looks great.
I got the bags under my eyes. I really can I say there's 10% of me is jealous of that moment because I'm like, man, I remember getting high and just.
You were high this day?
No. I'm saying like that's what being high feels like. Like when I used to take 10 Percocets in a day, 15 Percocets. Like
You
that's
look
how you
at this
feel.
picture and you're like, man, that looks great.
I'm telling you, the addict is still in it. The 10%, not that it looks great. I have a little bit of jealousy of just being like, when you used to take 15 Percocets, it's like people could be like, hey, the world's on fire. You'd be like, you're like,
You would
Where
take
now?
15 Percocet at a time?
No, a day, like in a day, over the day. Yeah.
How would you space them out?
So I had a timer that would go off on my phone.
Oh my God.
Every-
You wouldn't even, so that it wouldn't wear off?
No, it was more so I would alter, and again, hey, nobody do drugs at home, whatever I got to say here to, don't do drugs, don't do this. I would have a timer because I was always scared of mixing Percocet and Xanax. So I would have a timer that would go off every hour, which means it's been an hour since I've taken a Xanax or a Percocet. I could take the other thing now.
Every hour.
Yeah, every hour. And then every 2 hours, I would take the same thing.
And then you could have a day where you would go to work and not need them?
No, this was probably like, I started taking Xanax, I think at 23 or 24.
So the show is
this
done.
it was like probably like a time in 24 to 28. But then also like I wouldn't take those if I was going out drinking. So then when I would drink for 2 or 3 days and party and everything, and I'd wake up from that sleep,
Hungover.
I would be going through like full withdrawals of like Xanax, Percocets, whatever the
And what
alcohol
does
did to me.
withdrawal feel? Just body.
Yeah, I mean, like when you first wake up, it just feels, it could feel like a hangover or whatever. But the longer you go, the worse it gets. Like the last time I kicked Percocets, it's just fucking. It's like you get sick. Yeah, it sucks. It's fucking whack. But I would go through kicking everything I've ever kicked to not kick Xanax again. Kicking Xanax is like the devil to me. I know other people have different experiences. And
Xanax is a benzo?
benzo, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well,
it's-
I mean, they say opioids and benzos is the absolute hardest.
I'd
to-
rather, for me, I'd rather go through opiates, and I never did heroin, so I don't know, but like I'd rather go through opiates 10 times than Xanax once, because the opiates, it is some mental, but it's mainly physical, where the Xanax is all mental. Like you feel, I've described it before, you feel like you're standing if your biggest fear was like heights, you feel like you're standing at the edge of a cliff, like 200 feet in the air, and someone's like coming up behind you about to push you all day. So you're sitting on the couch just watching TV and you're like, like inside, and it's a
So
fucking...
you just like raw dogged your way through that?
No, I like slowly, I had to see a specialist for that. So I like slowly went down a little bit, and then the last one was the hardest because I was like scared that I was gonna like die in my sleep because you could die. So I just was like, I couldn't kick that last Xanax before bed.
And this was when you were in Vegas.
No, when I was coming, I couldn't get sober in Vegas. No, I got sober back in New York. I left Vegas.
And then you moved to LA.
And then I moved to LA. Yeah. And I was done by the time I got to LA.
Yeah.
But yeah, and cigarettes is a bitch too. It's not the same, but it's just like, because since I stopped taking Percocets, I haven't seen one person take a Percocet, where it's like everywhere you go, you see people smoking cigarette. Like when I get to a fucking airport and there's people outside smoking, I'm like, my God, that's
Really?
the best. Especially if it's cold, like a little 40-degree action, like a little, and you're like, oh, I gotta get inside. But you're like, no, you want to stay out and smoke that last cigarette before a flight. Oh,
Yeah. I mean, look, I didn't smoke. I smoked for like a year and a half of my life. And there is nothing about it that is appealing to me at all.
Really?
Like the smell of it grosses me out. If I take a drag, I want to vomit.
Yeah, but I think it's different because you still have like weed, so you still have an outlet where you can be like,
Sure.
and like you still get a, because like, they say smoking cigarettes is like 5 addictions in one. So it's like, I probably won't remember them all, but it's like the physical thing with your hand and you're
Right.
like that.
The oral fixation.
I don't know, like whatever, like the nicotine, but what did you just say about one of them is like the smoke, like just being like, and like seeing like the smoke,
exhale of the smoke,
and that, yeah, and that's just like a thing that I miss. Like people like there's people who vape like water vapes just to get that feeling, like they're addicted to something in that.
Oh, so they'll just have water in it?
Yeah, and then one other thing, they made those when I was quitting cigarettes. They had those. The one other thing was the guy who I kicked my pills with and everything was telling me, it's like you're meditating 20 times a day for 5 minutes. He's like, whatever you're doing, you take a break, you remove yourself from a situation, and you go and do a breathing exercise for 5 minutes. So when you stop cold turkey cigarettes, you're also taking that out of your life. You're basically taking 20 small meditations away from your life. It's like the first thing anybody, you walk out of a hospital, you walk out of a thing, like first thing somebody does is like, and they get used to this like breathing routine. It calms them down.
Wow.
So then it's
Yeah.
just like that's gone. So he
Yeah.
was like, oh, you want to introduce like meditation into your life and these breathing exercises to
Thank God
like
you had that guy.
yeah, he was good.
The only benefit I got from smoking was I'm like sort of making friends with people on the set that I like
course.
never
Oh
saw
my
or really
God.
spoke to because it was such a social thing. I was like, oh, hi, nice to meet you. We've been working together for 8 years. Here's our first conversation together.
Okay. It was like a whole different crew out
A
there.
whole different group of people.
Yeah, because you wouldn't want to stand by 15 people smoking cigarettes.
No,
You know?
no, yeah. Wow.
All right. Okay. I have another thing for you.
Okay.
It's kind of I think it's a new segment. I don't know if we've talked about this.
Oh.
It's called Why Does This Make Me Angry? Which, a lot of things will make me angry for no reason. I can't figure out, because like a lot of stuff I'm like, okay, I know why this makes me angry. I can't figure out for the life of me why this makes me angry. Can you show the rope? When people have these designs in their house, it makes me irate.
Okay, there's got to be like some past memory trigger for you.
This is not a design. This is not this is like dirty rope. Like anyone who has this in their house for more than 3 months, it's like it's like a dirt
For
hanging
those
from a wooden
listening,
stick.
It's basically a tapestry. Would this be considered a tapestry? No. It's like woven, if you'd find it in any hippie house. It's like, yarn, loose, soft rope, like woven in an intricate design, like on a wood stick that can hang on your wall. Did I describe it well?
That was great.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Yeah. It actually calmed me down from being so angry for a
Why
second.
does that make you so mad?
This makes me so. The whole process of
Is it the type of person that would have that
No,
you know you don't
it's
like?
that.
Okay.
It's like just also the process of it of like, I do hate, not the type of person who would do that, but I do hate the person for seeing this somewhere and being like, there it is. Like that's
Is there
for my
anything
wall.
in my house that pisses you off? Be honest.
No. Well, if that chicken would have made me sick, we would have had to talk. But
Be
the
honest.
chicken was fine.
There's nothing hanging on any of my walls or on any of my
there's nothing
tables that
on
pisses you off?
anyone's wall that pisses me off except for this
That-
thing. That's what I'm saying. This is like a standalone. This makes me
But this
so.
would
I'm
probably
worked up.
be in a lot of like health food stores.
I hate it.
Or like I'm sure Alive and Well has or Sun Life has one.
Because here's the problem.
Like,
This gets filthy.
oh, you think about the cleanliness?
No, I
of
think
it?
about, I just hate, I'm like, first of all, what is this? What is that? Like somebody put that, somebody had that
Somebody
somewhere. I was
made
like, I need
that.
to put that on my wall.
Somebody made that.
This is
That is
I hate
some-
this.
Wow.
I hate this so much.
Wow.
It bo-
well,
and-
let's
and you
find
know
the
what?
meaning. Is this
You know
from
what
like
bothers
a,
me?
a
What bothers me even more is the way it's hanging, like from a string. Like that looks like shit. This
oh,
looks
you
like
think it looks cheap?
This looks like not even cheap. It looks like shit. It looks like dirty rope hanging from like a thread on your wall. Anyone who does this, just so you know, you make me very angry.
It's kind of like, I mean, it's next to a bunch of dream catchers. So it's, it's like in that vibe. How do you feel about a dream catcher?
It's fun. I mean, hey, whatever you got. I don't know. At least, I don't know. The Dreamcatcher, I feel like there's like a fucking Navajo.
But
you
that's
know
what I mean.
There's some
I'm sure
sort of,
there's
like,
some beautiful tribe
No,
that like
no.
tribal woman like
No.
sat and like, crisscross applesauce with like a big stick and made this thing.
But the Dreamcatcher, there's like a story behind it. Everyone knows that this is literally like, this is rope. Like, what are we doing here? Like, I hate this. So, like, if by
I'm
the way,
proud to say I've never owned one.
on the right, there's just like a carpet hanging from the wall. That looks like shit. I hate this whole fucking vibe. It bothers me. Is there a name for these? Like, what is this called?
We just called it rope art here, but
So
let me
can you look
Google
up like
it.
the like the same
Not
way Dream?
everybody likes their walls bare like you. You
Listen,
know,
and I'm
people
fine
can't
with that.
afford art.
There's nothing else that anyone.
Becca has that big one. Do you that second one? Do you like that one?
That doesn't bother me as
Okay.
much because that actually looks like
That's cool.
I don't. Again, it doesn't look like that's something where I'm like, wow, what is that? I'm not like, oh, a 3-year-old could have done this rope thing. I hate. Yeah, see, we can't even find it because
Textured
it's so stupid. How do people buy it who want it? They don't even know what to. How do they know what to look for?
Rope art.
Rope
wall. Rope walls.
rope walls.
Wall rope. Rope walls. Yeah.
But see, even like some like that round thing, some of this is art. It's very much the one that I sent.
A boho macrame hanging wall decor.
Don't see like that one underneath. If you go down a little, or yeah, just if you go down a little more, that. Oh my God, those 3 sets of rope. Like, what are you?
Well,
that
that's
looks
literally
disgusting.
rope hanging. There was no
Oh,
even
crisscross
there was
it
no
around. All of a sudden,
braiding.
it's fucking Picasso. It's garbage. This makes me so mad. Good thing we did this at the end of the
You
pod.
better put that in your dating profile.
Yeah, no. If you have
No
this,
macrame rope
yeah,
art.
you cannot. If I walked into a girl's house and she had this, I mean, depends on how hot she is, but
Well, where did you see this? What prompted this?
Yeah.
You must have seen it somewhere.
I really see it like when I'm watching stuff and I see it, somebody like has it in their house or something. But I don't for forever.
Somebody
this has bothered
who
me
gets
so
their eye
much.
color permanently changed definitely has that on their wall.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like somebody who gets their eye
That's somebody
color.
who would cook great chicken.
Here's my thing. Somebody who gets their eye color changed is so materialistic that this is not good enough for their wall. They'd be like, this is fucking dirty rope. You know what I mean? Like they want some like, they probably have like fake Basquiat's on their
Dirty
wall.
rope owners out there.
Yeah, if
Who are
anyone
you?
I don't
What do you like?
we're not going to get
What
one
else do
email
you
about
like?
this unless it's fake.
Don't let Rob judge you so hard. Tell us more about
What
you.
is this called? Macrame?
Macrame.
Macrame is the type of rope, and then there's art with that.
Oh, so is there a meaning? Can you look if there's a meaning behind macrame art? Maybe that'll help.
Rob, do you have strong feelings on Live, Laugh, Love? Is it like the vibe of something that you don't like about it?
That just tells me someone's dumb. You know, like that just makes me think like you're not, like if you need a sign that says live, laugh, I'm just like, oh, I don't hate you. I just kind of feel like, oh, you poor thing. Like, you know?
What's that called? Chuggy? Chuggy? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Chuggy?
Yeah.
When you have words?
Cheugy.
When you have
Chuggy.
words on
Yeah. Where you're like home sweet home or like, yeah.
Yeah, at a beach house, like home sweet home, you can get away with that, but being like laughter, like like get the fuck out of here. And I just like, I forgot to laugh. And then what was the symbol of what? Counterculture? Stupid. A way to express creativity. Create a sustainable lifestyle. What a fucking joke. I hate it.
From the 60s. Rob definitely, maybe Rob's past life was in the 60s and some enemy of yours had this macrame rope
Pisses me
wall
off.
art and it's just bringing back bad memories.
We never do this. If anybody, I always forget to do this. If anybody wants to send us an email, nottodaypalpodcast@gmail.com. If anybody wants to leave us a voicemail, 512-387-1880. And to leave on a positive note, I just want to tell everyone they should watch Say Nothing on Hulu. Fantastic show.
Say Nothing?
Say Nothing.
You haven't talked to me about this.
I know. Well, I told Cutter that
Okay.
you guys should watch it.
Okay.
Yeah, because when I tell you, you just don't watch stuff. So
Right.
Yeah, I told you to watch Kunk on Earth. You're like, yeah, never
Nope.
watch. No, she won't watch it. But if I tell Cutter, he'll work it in.
You're right.
Yeah.
Smart move.
We'll see you guys next week. I'll try not to be so angry about
be
just
angry.
don't piss me off with your art choices.
My rope art.
Your fake art. Yeah.